Without further ado, I present to you Stephen Silver, up close and personal. So experience for yourself the power, the passion, the poet, the one you came out to hear. Let's receive him.
Thank you. Can we give another strong black hand for Cheryl Carter? I've been working out a little bit, can you tell? I received a telephone call this morning by one of my brothers, Reverend Pastor Kevin E. Cole, and he asked me, he said, Stephen, I would like to pray for you. And I said, sure. And then he asked me another question. He said, are you nervous? And I said, no. But I should be, because every time I have the privilege and opportunity to address God's people, there's a reason that you should be nervous. Thank you. Amen. To the red, to the brown, to the yellow, to the white, to the black, to the Republicans, to the Democrats, to the saints, to the sinners, to the losers, to the winners, to the strong, to the weak, to the bold, to the meek, to the haters, to the naysayers, to the living, to the late, to the unsung, to the great, to the seers, to the Moors, to the rich, to the poor. In the name of the Most High God, the Beneficent, the Merciful, and in the name of all the strong black freedom fighters, I come to you today as a modern day black nationalist, poet, freedom fighter, fighting for the freedom, the justice, the equality of our people. Yes, I'm here today, but not as some prophet, no sage, no rabbi, no priest, but a poet, a voice, articulating the hurt and the pain of the suffering masses of our people who are not moving forward. A poet, but not just any poet, but one who would rise to the call of service, the beckoning of a generation. Yes, I'm here today as a servant of an awesome God and a servant of an awesome people. The God who was our God before we were brought here to the hills and hills of North America. The one of whom it was prophesied in the book of Exodus to come and to deliver his people. If indeed we represent the people and the prophetic fulfillment of Scripture, who would be in bondage for over 400 years, whom afterwards God would come to deliver. Yes, brought here to America on the belly of slave ships, ships filled with dung and disease. They packed us in like sardines, traded us for mere sugar cane and coffee beans. They despised and rejected a people, our people, robbed of our names, robbed of our language, robbed of our history, robbed of our culture, our folkways, our mores, our religion. Look at us. We have adopted the religion of our slave masters. And the proof of that, we have bowed down to worship the image of a lily white Jesus, even up until today, even up until today. Yet the scriptures clearly say of this Jesus that his skin would be like fine brass burnt in an oven, whose head and hair would be like lamb's wool, not some impostor, pale-faced, blue-eyed, stringy, blonde hair, pasteurized, homogenized white Jesus of Hollywood. So listen up, all you listeners. Tonight I've come to take no prisoners. I come in the spirit of that strong black Muslim minister, Malcolm X, El Hajj Malik, El Shabazz, not some foot shuffling, boot licking, pacifist preaching, turn a non-violent cheek, modern day Uncle Tom escaped a preacher with some pie in the sky, somewhere in the sweet by and by, lullaby preachers, rocking our people to sleep. So I write this poetry to wake us up. Prayer. O Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. My light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? Hear me when I call, O God of my righteousness. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my meditation. Hearken unto the voice of my cry, my King and my God. For unto thee will I pray. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning. O Lord, in the morning will I direct my prayers, and unto thee will I look unto. Amen? Amen? Salutations, brothers and sisters. I didn't come out here to hear myself pontificate. I came out here to encourage, inspire, and perhaps even to motivate. I'm not an entertainer. So I didn't come out here for the applause, the cheers. I didn't come out here to play or tickle your ears. For you see, the stakes are too great. The situation too dire. Our people are suffering this very hour. So I've come to speak truth to power. And oh, I pray that I may speak with the eloquence of Dr. King, to speak with the militancy of a Malcolm, to speak with the courage of a Sojourner, to speak with the ferocity of a Nat Turner. And now I draw strength for the moment from Langston Hughes, from Paul Laurence Dunbar, from Dr. Maya Angelou, and all my former fellow poets. And to my enemies, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you personally for coming on out of the cold and taking this butt whooping personally. In the words of James Baldwin, America, white America, in the name of words of James Baldwin, I'm not your Negro. I don't scratch where I don't itch. I don't dance if I don't like the music. I march to the beat of a different drum. I'm self-determined, self-educated, and self-motivated. I don't fit your stereotype. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't use drugs. I have absolutely no need to smoke the weed. I'm a Superman. I have morals of steel. I don't budge. I don't bend. I don't chase women. And I certainly don't chase men. I'm not a gangbanger. But I learned not to shoot from the hip. But as a poet, I've learned to shoot from the lip. You got it.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
Thank you, family. My next poem is entitled Poetic Justice. I recognize that the situation seemed dire and darkened, but we must keep faith in marching. Police arresting us without cause, overstepping boundaries, rules, protocols, and breaking laws. But the prosecution that we saw, what we saw is that no man is above the law. Yet here we are, it's becoming a ritual. Every time we turn around, we're performing another prayer vigil. And how our hearts did sink. What did you think? Freddie Gray, hurtful to see, his legs dragging, his pants sagging, forced into the police paddy wagon. You murdered him. And now we're here. As you try to instill our hearts with fear, the riot gear, the police ranks and military tanks, technology, we're no match for your bag of tricks. Our arsenal, bottles, bricks, sticks, rocks, chunks of cinder blocks. Yet it does not help our plight. Burning down businesses in the night, destroying jobs, perceived as mobs. Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, Michael Brown in Missouri. America, it's time for you to face the fury of a new militant generation, without fear, without boundaries, without laws. Rioting, looting, burning police cars. A people's outcry, oh why, but did Freddie Gray deserve to die? Baltimore City, we just had to stop by. Let you know that Washington, D.C. hears your cry. Because in every U.S. city, for blacks, it's a reality. Decades victims of police brutality, police presence, riot gear, preying upon the people's fear. And if you think that this military presence is just a threat, you just wait. You haven't seen nothing yet. But there was a time we never thought they would, that the National Guard would invade the hood. But remember the 1960s as we rose? They used police dogs and high-pressured water hose. Oh, but Dr. King, that moment he seized, he used Gandhi's philosophy and brought a mighty nation to its knees. And now, America, you wonder why the unrest. To hell with your CBS. We can replace the CBS and the police cars that were burned, but Freddie Gray cannot return. So, my dear brothers and sisters, read between the lines, the chatter. Black lives, do they really matter? So I use my poetry as a form of protest to do my part to help solve this mess. But America, I warn you, this unrest will not cease. For I contend where there is no justice, there is no peace.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
Oh, you guys sound so good. My next poem is entitled Unforgivable, the criminal record and rap sheet of white America. We unknowingly lend to our own anguish. Forgiveness, the most twisted word in the English language. By any gauge from which we measure, certainly anger is a natural feeling of displeasure. To err is human, to forgive divine. But justice is blind, impartial, and level, the champion of truth. So whatever happened to an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth? You're just going to hang me? Tell my children, let the hangman go and not be angry, and later extend forgiveness to you, the perpetrator. We unknowingly lend to an anguish. Forgiveness, the most twisted word in the English language. White America has perpetrated every dastardly crime believable to the extent and degree that it's almost inconceivable.
Tell the truth.
Forgive your enemies. That is absurd. The most foolish thing I've ever heard. Surely a doctrine of devils and demons and ghouls cast it upon undiscerning and would-be fools. Forgiveness is a legal term. It means to absolve of guilt. It is like asking blacks to forgive whites for the way this country was built. It's built on the backs of our descendants. Yet white America remains unremorseful and show no repentance. We unknowingly lend to an anguish. Forgiveness, the most twisted word in the English language. Forgive Jeffrey Dahmer, the bombers, Jack the Ripper. It is like asking Jews to absolve Adolf Hitler. Forgiveness, do you not know what it means? But did not Dr. King say let justice roll down like a mighty stream? It's not conjecture but fact that they decimated the Native American tribes in exchange for reservations, casinos, and bribes. The evidence is insurmountable, yet you never expected to be held accountable. Now you're the children, the benefactors, the white benefactors of our former slave masters. Presently, white America are the heirs, the recipients, and now they enjoy their social economic standing as a direct result of their relationship with the slave master. And they hypocritically offer us eternal life in the hereafter. The truth is at hand, not far-reaching. Ask yourself, who would benefit from such a teaching? A man and men shall reap what they sow, but it's criminal to let another criminal go. Justice must be served to give us what we and they deserve. The sins of their fathers, egregious and insurmountable. Is it wrong to hold someone accountable for these criminal acts? Justice must be swift and exact. I know you're highly intelligent, not even remotely dense. So let's just use a bit of common sense. With a gun in their hand, they kidnapped us from our native land. They packed us in ships like sardines, traded us for mere sugar cane and coffee beans. White America did what it pleased, like a dirty vulture. They robbed us from our precious culture to develop a new world. That was their mission. They resorted to beating us into submission. You rend our families apart. You instilled fear in our babies' hearts. Your founding fathers, just a few men, justified slavery by not calling us men. You treated us rotten. You forced us to pick the cotton. No accountability. You did as you please. You hang our ancestors from the highest trees. And now you blame us for our lot. As you continue to scheme and plot, me forgive you? I think not. We built your mansions with the trees we saw. You scarred our backs until they were raw. You made us work in bad weather. You threatened it with hot tar and feather. Long days as a people we toil. You even boiled us in hot bubbling oil. You've mastered your fiendish plot. You used wild horses to tear us apart. You destroyed our family structure. You sold us in auctions. You forbidden us from reading as a precaution. You emasculated our men. You raped our women. And you wonder why I'm still fuming? No, I'm not fooling. What type of people would force us to eat our own dung and drink our own urine? Fast forward now in our communities. They view us all as thugs. They flood our community with their illegal drugs for our poor to sell, providing us with enough gunpowder and firepower to kill ourselves. With us to full capacity, they fill the jail. Forgiveness, do you not know what it means? But then Dr. King said that justice rolled down like a mighty stream. Thank you.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
My next poem is entitled Connect the Dots. America, white America, between your walls we black folk have been hemmed within a cruel, corrupt, criminal, white police system. We are witnessing an all-out assault against black people. America, white America, you have killed our young. You have killed our old. You have killed those in between. You have killed countless of unarmed black folk in 2019. Oh, but oh, what do we as righteous men say when men refuse to see the errors of their way? I know the situation seemed bleak. I know the situation seemed dire. But why the hell do we seem to keep putting out fires? Black people, open your eyes. Stop being surprised. I know in your hearts for justice you yearn. But perhaps we reached the point of no return. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, justice too long delayed is justice denied. So no, we are not satisfied. Like military men, their secret mission has already been planned and discussed. So what do they have in store for us? Brothers and sisters, connect the dots. Slavery, connect the dots. Civil war, connect the dots. Subjugation, connect the dots. Discrimination, connect the dots. Gentrification, connect the dots. Extermination, connect the dots. This ongoing feud amongst the races has degenerated into an all-out war with the police, a war in which they have guns and we do not. But it's plain to see when you connect the dots. My next poem is entitled Uncensored. Don't you dare try censoring me, for only truth brings us liberty. I'm not bound by what sounds nice. Being kind will not suffice. You'd have me to break my neck just to stay politically correct. But I ask my people, who are we really trying to please? Now that I'm vocal, who must I appease? Treated like some dreaded disease. As for me, like Malcolm, I'd rather tell the truth. No matter how it may seem uncouth, because I refuse to shuffle, to buckle, to bend, to bow. Why not kick the sacred cow? As a black leader, it's time for me to stand up now, to be strong and not weak. No longer our children's slave masters' favor we seek, to say precisely what is on my mind, to run the risk of sounding unkind. All the time, white folks say what's on their mind. Why don't we respond in kind? Because I refuse to go along, cover all my bases. I just love my people. Now I'm a racist. It's up to me to be an example, to break the band from which we're shackled. I'm not a slave, so let me be. I was born to be free. This is my truth, their burden of proof. Yet it's not my goal to offend, so judge me by the spirit from which it is sent, because truth is not always pleasant. I cannot dress it up like some Thanksgiving pheasant. I say truth is not always pleasant. I cannot dress it up like some Thanksgiving pheasant. So I will say what needs to be said, though kings may decree to take my head. to speak fearlessly with power, to discern the time of the black man's day and hour. For we as a people have been severely broken, stripped and reduced to the white man's token, silence, waterless hydrants, clouds without water, taught not to respond, but obey master's order. Suck it up, and you better not shout, and don't neglect to show the white man respect. White man, I'm not your slave. I'm not your peasant. What I have to say now is not very pleasant. I'm not a slave. I will be heard because I'm only as free as this spoken word. Thank you.
Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's a gonna trouble the water.
That sounds so good. When I say, what do we want? You say, reparations. When I say, when do we want it? You say, now. How do we want it? By any means necessary. What do we want? Reparations. When do we want it?
Now.
How do we want it?
By any means necessary.
Talk back to me, talk black to me. What do we want?
Reparations.
When do we want it?
Now.
How do we want it? By any means necessary. We're black. We're Africans. We're here. And we're not going anywhere. In fact, you can go back. You can go back to the cold caves of the Caucasus Mountains from which you've crawled.
Come on now. Tell the truth about it.
We're here in full force. Trayvon Martin is here. Eric Garner is here. Michael Brown is here. Tamir Rice is here. Sandra Bland is here. Yeah, we're here in full force. And we as a people must embrace the fact that we are God's chosen people, of the likes of which there is no equal. And that we must create a new society, a society with the priority to feed the hungry, to house the homeless, to remember the despised, the rejected, to clothe the naked. We must embrace the fact that we as blacks are the originators of all the arts, history, sciences, and mathematics, the architects, the builders, the craftsmen, the welders, a royal people, a holy nation, the mothers and fathers of civilization. Talk black to me, talk black to me. What do we want?
Reparations.
When do we want it?
Now.
How do we want it?
By any means necessary. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's a gonna trouble the water.
I went winding down.
Beautiful, beautiful.
My next poem is entitled, Where is the Love? Among the many disservices white America has perpetrated against black Americans, racism is the greatest roots. Our forefathers were not given the God-given right to be treated as human beings. They were treated with unspeakable horrors and indignities. A long, long history and chain of abuses. Now we wake up in a world coexisting, the sons of slaves and the sons of slave owners. It's no surprise that such a societal monstrosity will be birthed from the two. This relationship is not a new relationship, but is a mere extension of the relationship that existed since the inception of our nation. A people, our people, deprived of all the niceties that they said that every U.S. citizen would fall there. We're in a relationship, a dysfunctional relationship. We, the current deputies of civil rights, say that we have had enough. We have reached a boiling point. We have reached a point of no return. White America had had the luxury of treating us wrong all too long. With the white, narcissistic, small-minded Neanderthal in the Oval Office. A man shielded, protected, and coddled from the ramifications due a tyrannical dictator. A man who crossed the line of sense and sensibility over and over again. But Jesus used analogies to break down the lofty complexities of the kingdom of heaven so that the most carnal man could understand. Monks, gurus, teachers, scholars, and thinkers use analogies. We're in a relationship, a strained relationship, bound and bordered from sea to shining sea. Black America, white America, how strange bedfellows. In bed, but not in love. We're in bed with the drunkard, with America, white America, with an incessant need to drink and build weapons of war. We're in bed with the liar, with America, white America. Never holding true to the words of love it professes. In bed, but not in love. Strange bedfellows.
Yes, yes.
America, white America, where is your love for the black man? We cut the underbrush to build the civilization. We picked the cotton while you enjoyed a southern way of life. Yes, you had it made. You had it made. While we worked, you sat on the porch, drinking mint julep and sipping on sweet lemonade. But we proved our loyalty, for we fought, bled, and died in all your wars. The American Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, the Mexican-American War, the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, the Gulf War, the Iraqi War, only to return to be treated like second-class citizens in a white supremacist society. White supremacy is losing its steam. It's dying on the vine. We as blacks, in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles, have attained and even surpassed our white counterparts, even obtaining the most coveted title by Barack Hussein Obama, the 44th President of the United States. We're in a relationship. This relationship must be annulled, like slavery. This relationship must be abolished. Racism is the greatest ruse, the greatest okey doke. All along, the good life was the goal, always the goal. So they keep promising us a white heaven in exchange for hell on earth. Everybody okay? Amen. This is my last poem. Thank you, sir. I thought this would be. That's right. Young man, take it time. My next poem, my last poem is entitled, Where Do We Go From Here? Where do we go from here? What happened to the dream that we held so dear? Empty rhetoric, failed integration, now to separate American nations. Integration unrealized, access denied, and now we're just being nullified. And now in the face of truth we stare, watching Dr. King's dream morph into a horrible nightmare. In the 1960s, songs of freedom we sung, 2019, still at the bottom of society's rung, toyed with, bored with, and now they're just being ignored. Whites reclaiming the inner city. What a pity. Gentrification we cannot ignore, mostly affecting and displacing the poor. In 2019, we're no longer the white man's burden, for we're killing ourselves. It's Us, we're murdering. Yes, a nightmare. A horrific reality which we must stare. A fate that some whites don't really care. But where do we go from here? So to the government of America, the modern day fellows that say, let my people go. Not just figuratively, but literally so. Let my people go from your massive manifold prison incarcerations. Let my people go from your county jails. Let my people go from your state penitentiaries. This is the only scriptural solution, the same solution facing the Israelite children. But where do we go from here? Where do we stand? Next stop, brothers and sisters, the promised land.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who's that children dressed in white? God's gonna trouble the water. Must be one of those Israelites. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade
Everybody sing along.
in the water. Wade in the water. Why don't you wade in the water, little children? Come on. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
And so, my dear brothers and sisters, as I take my leave from this rugged rostrum, I know the journey's been tumultuous. I know the struggle's been tough. But with God on our side, we'll make it through no matter how rough. I've done a lot of soul searching. I've done a lot of thinking. I've come to the conclusion that we as a people, we just got to continue to press forward. Continue to press forward. But what do I know? I'm just a poet. Thank you. Reverend Mr. Marshall, can you close out in prayer?
Let's give him another round of applause on our feet.